Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you can just hear a little bit of the nasal congestion, yes, I have the Disney crud. It was a pretty exciting trip. I'll tell you about that later in some of the other videos. So anyway, today is all Disney haul. I wanted you guys to see everything that we came home with, and it's way more than what I anticipated, way more than I thought I was going to bring home. I had a bucket list. I had written down, actually typed out on a spreadsheet. Don't judge. Some specific things that I knew that I wanted. And one of the things that I knew that I wanted was a tiny plushie to put on my bag because I've never done that before. I follow another fellow YouTuber, Instagrammer that she's actually from the UK, but just kind of like rekindled that, like, you know what, you're never too old to love something that brings you joy. And if it's plushies, that's great. So I got my very first little Disney or little Mickey. This actually like attaches to whatever you want it to, but his hands, like these magnets are so strong. They stayed on our little bags the entire time. We got him, Addison and I each got our own. She got Squirt. Look at how cute Squirt is. So very first day we were at Animal Kingdom and we both got our own and put them on our bags. They stayed on our bags every day. She not lost, but he came off a couple times. I think it's because his head is so gigantic. Look at the comparison. His head is huge, that it would get like stuck and stuff. But these little, I think his is actually stronger than Mickey's. Like the magnet is insane and it will attach to anything. So anyway, that was my very first purchase. And Addison's very first purchase. These are adorable. They're like $14.99. Obviously, you're at Disney, things are more expensive, but I feel like it was very well worth it because the quality is actually really nice. These are as good, if not a little bit better, than even the bigger plushies that they have in the big store. So anyway, that's the first thing. And then I wanted to bring home, I had on my bucket list of things that I wanted to bring home for my husband. If you guys have followed me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that we have a lot of dogs. We have a dog named Poppy, who was our most recent rescue. She's a little pitty that is she's a tripod, but she's not a tripod. She has a little chicken wing. She was born with a deformed front leg. So Poppy, our cute little pitty, decided to chew up the only souvenir Earl's ever bought for himself at a Disney park. And it was when we went to Disneyland, back in 21. It was like we never went on a honeymoon when we got married in 2019. And so it was kind of like a ish honeymoon, but not really, just a few days. So anyway, he had gotten this amazing like he got this awesome Nike Mickey hat. And Poppy, and this is, kind of Earl's fault because you don't leave things out for the dogs to chew on when you're gone all day. She literally chewed almost the entire bill off. So I replaced his hat. And then I also, he's a big Star Wars fan like my son is. And they have awesome, if you do Disney at all and you love Disney at all, you know that they have amazing popcorn buckets. And they are constantly revolving door changing them, and each park has their own specialties based on what they have in the parks. So Hollywood Studios, of course, has the Galaxy's Edge, all the Star Wars stuff. So they had not Millennial Falcon, my brain is just not firing today. They had the Death Star that actually lit up around the middle. It was super, super cool. But I really like this guy. This really beat up, and I'm telling you what, they like made it look realistic. All these dents, and it's all scuffed up like he's been through, you know what. It's like super, super, look at that. Even a giant dent in the top. So, and then you got your choice of popcorn to put in it. I thought it was really bizarre that they don't have like the chrome doesn't pop off, but maybe it just kind of messed up the visual of it. So they did the bottom. And I mean, they even made it look like this is like metal with bolts. And then you just fill the bottom. And we got the blue and white popcorn. And then of course we went a couple more times at different parks because you can go at different parks and get refills of popcorn if you have buckets for $2.25, $2.50, $2.25. So that was awesome. That was a great deal. And they have the best popcorn. I'm just going to say it. I didn't do a great job of organizing all the things because there was so much and there's not a lot of space around this chair to be dumping everything. So it's kind of be discombobulated and out of order. But so I got this adorable shirt. If you ever go to Disney World, Disneyland, you know that they have, they always have a very large selection of t-shirts. And your basic cotton t-shirts, they typically have their $30, they're $29.99 a piece. Or two, if you buy two, then they're $24.99 a piece, so 25 bucks a piece. So I got me this one because I just thought it was adorable. It's pink in the middle. It's kind of, the lighting in here today is awful. I don't know why I picked this time of day. I should have done this at a different time of the day. But anyway, I digress. So I got me one and my mom one as a surprise for her. She doesn't know that I got it for her. But tell me that this is not the most adorable shirt. But to say that they have a collection is an understatement. There's probably 20 or 30 different styles of shirts that go in that special that they always have running. So you can always get a good deal on t-shirts if you get there and you really want to have something specific for Disney and you didn't bring anything, or you didn't, like Addison on this trip did not bring enough shirts. When do we not? I mean, I overpack, like I'm the overpacker of the world. And so I was like, well, you're going to just go spend some money and you can, you know, you've got tons of spending money. Why don't you just buy yourself a t-shirt when we get there? She never did. She never did. But she did get, I'm going to show you guys. This is the bomb. She almost talked herself out of it because it's so expensive. These jerseys they are legit. They're heavy, but not heavy. I don't know how to explain that. Like, they're very, very breathable, but really, really good quality. And guess what's on the back? Yes, 71. I know it's backwards for you, but 71 for the year that Walt Disney World was opened. So she bought that for herself. I will say this, I'm super disappointed. She has not seen this yet, but we opened it up and I don't know what happened because it was in a very dry bag. But we have some pink staining here and I don't know what it's from and it's stressing me out. I don't know if it was like folded on here and maybe just friction. So I've got to try to figure out how to get that off because we haven't even taken the tags off. But this was $75. But she was super excited to get it because she wanted it for more like a swimsuit cover up for like 4th of July and Labor Day and things like that. So that was a really fun purchase for her. She kept talking herself out of it. And then, sorry, I gotta move things. And like the day before our last day, or was it the last day? No, it was the last day. We went to Disney Springs on the last day after we checked out of our resort, which was like super, super sad. And I wanted to cry. And literally FaceTimed her sister. And we were both like, you've been eyeing this the entire trip. Just do it. Just buy it. You'll regret it once we get home and you didn't get it. So anyway, that was really fun. And okay, this is, like I said, super discombobulated, but you guys, France has my heart. I love the France Pavilion, and I love really good quality tea towels. Like, this is really super good quality, and it's got, of course, the, what do you call this? A little place to hook it so you can hang it. I got one for me and a surprise one for my mom. So I got her that t-shirt and I got her one of these as well because she loves the same stuff. And then while I was in the French Pavilion, you guys, this was on my bucket list. This was on my bucket list. I wanted a Loungefly. I didn't know which one I wanted. I am a pretty basic girl. I don't like a lot of stuff going on things that I wear. So this is actually a little bit much for me. But I knew, like, when I wanted to get a Loungefly if I found one that I really liked. And the old Riviera one was the one that I really wanted, the pink and navy blue one. And of course they stopped making those and I don't really care. I like the new ones, they're beautiful, but they're just over the top and too much for me. And they even had sequins, I think, on the ears. Anyway, I'd seen this one before because they've had this for a couple of years. And I don't know what it was when we were there. I don't know if it was just the call of I'm in France and I just have to have this. I don't usually buy stuff like bags and things that have characters on them, but I could not pass this one up, you guys. I had to get Mademoiselle Mini, and it actually says Mademoiselle Minnie Mouse. How stinking adorable is that? And there's a little scene on each side. Beautiful. And here's the other side. But you, like, I couldn't not. It has this really big, all the lounge flies are a little bit different, but it's got this really big spot here. And then of course the entire thing is open here. So my big purchase for myself. Okay, that was one big purchase. And then there was some other things that I wanted for myself. Hold on. All right, so there was some other things that were on my bucket list, and I got almost all of them, and I'm feeling very guilty about it now because I owe a little bit on the credit card, but not nearly as much as I could have. I'll just say that. It's something that I can have paid off in the next cycle. So not that big of a deal, but I follow this company, Little Words Project. I follow them on Instagram, and they make the most amazing, adorable, I know I say that word a lot, I'm really sorry, bracelets. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to like, this has been killing me. I've been home for almost a week. I've been home since Sunday. So almost a week, and I have not taken tags off of anything other than the bag that I used. And of course the little Mickey Mouse. But I'm gonna see if you can see this, but it says home. I know that that's backwards. It says home, and then it has the castle here. And let's see if I can see this. And then we've got another castle on this one. And what is the other one? I don't know that I can actually see it because my eyes don't want to work. What does it say? I think it just says Little Words Project. Yeah, but the colors are so me. Like, this is totally my vibe. The peaches and the creams and a little bit of a coral, and then the tan and a very, very light mint, almost turquoise color. Like, these are not cheap. These are not cheap. It's just one little bracelet, and you get the cute little bag, of course. $30 for one of these. But this is a specialty item as far as I'm concerned, and just has my heart. So I had to get that. That was the literal last thing that I bought. We went and hunted it down because they only had small mediums, and as I've gotten older and gone through the whole menopause thing, which is so much fun, I've gotten thicker wrists, I've gotten thicker everything, and so I had to get a medium large. Even medium large, I mean, look at how tiny these are. They're elastic, but I'm a little nervous putting it on. So we went to another store there in Disney Springs and found it. All right, this is another bucket list item. I've always wanted a spirit jersey. Part of me is kicking myself for buying this one specifically because I ended up finding a red one that I really liked. It was just super plain like me. It was like a heathered muted red, just had Mickey right here. That's all it had, is just Mickey. And then on the back, across the back, it just said Walt Disney World. Super basic and really cool. And it wasn't like bright red. It was really a very muted heathered red. But I ended up getting this because I was in France, and when I'm in France Pavilion, I'm always persuaded to do things that I shouldn't do. So I ended up getting the adorable mini one. Let's see if it's got anything else. So it's like, it's hard to see, but it kind of fades out almost to white on the end. And you can see Minnie there. Sleeve does the same thing. And then we have the back, which is like really hard for you to see. Let me back up here. Like, look at how, but it really is adorable. It really is adorable. I don't know if I can say it. La vie en rouge means live in pink. And we asked the girl at the store that I was buying it at what that meant. And she said it's just a French saying that the French say a lot. And it's just a positive frame of mind. It's just live in pink, live in positivity, be happy. So I really like that. It's just a positive, fun, cute little thing. So, all right, here's some more France stuff. Let me see if I can get this stuff in front of me. Some of this is for me, some of this is my mom's. I'm going to show you one of the things my mom wanted me to pick her up. She had wanted me to grab some stuff while I was there for her. So we have the same cute little mini with the same, I don't even know if you guys noticed on the back of my Loungefly, the bottom part of my strap is the blue and white stripe, which is so French. So cute. So isn't this adorable? How fun is this ornament? So that was something Mom wanted. And then I don't always need to get stuff that is overtly Disney. Does that make sense? I don't always want stuff that has Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse or even Disney on it. I love Epcot for that reason. I love the different countries that you can get stuff that are more specific to that country and authentic to that country. So we got a bunch of herbs. Mom wanted a couple. They had 3 different kinds, 3 different packages. So she wanted a couple of them. I ended up getting 1 of each. So here we have, and the tins are so worth keeping. The tins are so worth keeping. There's that one and that one. Let's see if you can see it. I'm like, you can see my phone in it, but herbs de Provence. And then I think I already showed you that one. And then we have this one. So literally so excited to do these. Did I show you this one? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, lots of herbs, and they had even big ones too. Oh gosh, just way too many things. And then Mom wanted me to get her, I of course sent her pictures of everything that was there. So she was telling me what she wanted in real time. So she wanted me to get her this adorable little baseball tee. Look at that with the navy blue. And then of course on the back, it has Epcot World Showcase on it. It was like $35.99, which I feel like is a pretty decent deal. And I will tell you guys, if you have the Disney Visa, it's a Chase. The Disney Visa, when you're shopping in the stores, most of them honor the 10% off. So everything that I purchased was 10% off. So I will save money anywhere that I possibly can. And that makes me so happy. So happy. All right, okay, so we're going to count how many mugs Angie got. Okay, this is number 1. And this was actually the last one that I purchased, but it just happens to be in this bag. I have been eyeing this mug for several years, and I started seeing them at Disneyland several years ago and really wanted one. It definitely, of course, it has the Cinderella's castle, and this one, the one at Disneyland, has Sleeping Beauty's castle, but I don't care. I love the simplicity of it. I love the neutral, and it's big, and look, you guys, so cute. And this is the rough pottery on the bottom, and everything else is glazed. It's just beautiful. It was only $20. I mean, honestly, that's a really, really good deal, I think, for a really good big mug. So that was the first one. So keep count with me, okay? Then let's look and see what I got in here. Oh, here's a couple more things from France. I'm telling you, I'm all over the place. These are for my mom. These are things that she wanted me to pick up. So we have the mini pin, Mademoiselle Minnie Mouse. And then there's the adorable little Mickey. Isn't he so cute? So I'm excited to give Mom all of her things. And then, okay, did you guys know, I just learned this not too long ago, that if you're in Epcot and you go ride Living with the Land, when you get off the ride, they have a little kiosk as you're entering. And it's a little checkout stand, just kind of sitting off there all by itself, not around anything else. And there's a little stand on that counter that has little plants that they actually grow in the greenhouse at Epcot. So you're not just taking home a t-shirt. Okay, you're not just taking home a t-shirt. You're taking home something that was grown and made at Walt Disney World. And if you keep it alive, you can keep it forever. Like, that's like the best. That is the coolest souvenir, I feel like, is like, I was really, really excited. I was planning on only getting one. And then she was like, well, you get the 10% off, and then you get a special deal if you get 3 of them. So they were $15 a piece. So it should have been $45. I literally only paid like $31 after tax. So I got me a little baby lavender, and I got, oh, my nose, I'm sorry. I got a blue basil. So this one's edible. Lavender's obviously, it is also edible, but I will probably plant it for more for like the bees and color. And then I can't pronounce this, 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐧𝐞𝐲. This is actually just a shrub. So I'm really excited to actually put this in my front yard by my brand new sidewalk. In the landscaping that we haven't done anything with yet, this will be like the very first little plant that gets planted in our landscaping area in front of our house. So I'm really like, that means something to me. That is, to me, is very special and holds good memory. And it'll be something fun that I can tell my grandkids someday that I got that at Disney World. It was planted there. Like, it was actually grown there. Little babies were grown there. And I have one in my yard. So these, you're not going to get to see all the colors because I already started giving some of my gifts away. So I always bring stuff home for my kids. And this year I was like, you know, most of my kids pretty much are all adults. Addison was the one that I took on this trip. This was her trip, and she's 16. My stepson is getting ready to turn 16. So I was like, I'm not going to buy them shirts and things like that they just don't want or need, because they're not big Disney freaks like I am. They love Disney, but they don't wear it, if that makes sense. So they always have matching keychains. You can get sets of 4, 5, and 6, depending on the style that you pick. Always have the most adorable keychains. It is like the easiest souvenir to buy. It's pretty, they're hearty, they're heavy duty, they're good quality, and they just look adorable. So they had, I am a sucker for vintage things, and they had these that look like the old hotel keys. Remember those? The keychain that went on the hotel key. And they had, oh my gosh, there was 5 of them in there, 5 or 6, I can't remember. So here, this one's yellow. This is actually lavender. It's kind of hard to tell. There was a mint green, like a baby blue, and a baby pink. So I'd already given away to some of the other girls. This one's going to go to Hannah because she is my poo freak and she loves lemons. So I'm going to give her, my daughter-in-law, I'm going to give her the yellow one, and then I'll just keep the purple one because I was just going to keep whichever one was left. Let me show you what Addison got. All right, we're getting closer to the end, so it's harder for me to grab the stuff because I pushed it away. Remember the mugs. We're just going to go ahead and do this now. So on my bucket list was, and I've done this before, if you guys follow me at all, you've seen my Monday mornings. Usually I do a reel with my coffee mug, and typically it's one of my Disney ones, or it's a Florida one or a California one. And I collect Starbucks mugs. So stupid, and just not... I don't have space for them, but I don't care because I love them. They bring me joy, and that's really all that matters. That's literally all I'm saying right now. I got more mugs. I love Starbucks mugs. They had the old series that was the Been There series, and I can't remember what it's, Destination or something like that. I can't even remember the name of the series anymore, but every park has their own themed mug. Well, they have travel mugs, they have regular mugs, and they're themed for that park. I like same. Like, okay, does that make sense? I like things that are the same. I don't like a lot of mishmash. So I am a sucker for a good mug, and Starbucks does have some really good mugs. So this is, let me see if it actually has, is it the Discovery series? Yes. It used to be called the Been There series. Now it's called the Discovery series. And so, yeah, I did. First day, Animal Kingdom. Let's look at how adorable this. Look, there's Kevin, and we saw Kevin be looking for my Animal Kingdom day. We saw Kevin so many times when we were at the park. It was awesome, and Addison was super excited. So, and then it's green inside to match. So that's the Animal Kingdom mug. So that was the first day. Well, second day was Hollywood Studios, and somehow we had gone and looked at them because we got Starbucks in the morning at some point. I don't remember what time it was. And it was too early in the day. I didn't want to be carrying it around in my small bag because these are not light. They're heavy mugs. So the plan was to get one later on in the day or in the evening before we left. And it ended up pouring down rain at the very, very, very end of the day. We were so bummed because we missed the Fantasmic, which is Addison's favorite nighttime thing that she's been to several times in her childhood. So we ended up having to miss that because they canceled it because of the rain. Well, then everybody was just like, you know, boom, 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 getting everybody out, and got back to the hotel and realized I did not get my Hollywood Studios mug. So good excuse to go back? I don't know. On to day 3, we went to Epcot. So I got my Epcot mug, and I love the colors of this one. It's really fun. It's very girly, but I don't care. Look at Remy. And I love the fireworks over the ball. There's Figment. Just so many. And there's the World Showcase. How beautiful is this? And then we did not get to go to Cosmic Rewind. There's several things that we missed. I'll explain later, not on this video, but. And then of course it's purple inside. This is one I absolutely love the colors. I'm super excited to use this one. So that was day 3. We had to skip day 2, obviously. So yes, you guessed it. Day 4 was Magic Kingdom, which we ended up going to Magic Kingdom 2 days because I bought 5 days worth of tickets. I'll explain the reasoning behind that later. But Magic Kingdom was the last of our days. Let me turn it around here so you can see the Magic Kingdom, and it's got all the fun, I almost said amazing, icons from Magic Kingdom. There's Tinkerbell 2 and the castle. There's the Dapper Dans, which I actually got to talk to the Dapper Dans. It's a first for me. We stopped and listened to them once. And the second time, real quick, I was going over to try to take some video and picture, and they started talking to us about our t-shirts because Addison and I had on matching t-shirts. So I love the Dapper Dans. It's so much fun. And then we've got all of the other fun stuff. And then it's got that beautiful blue, like it just matches this blue right here. Look at how pretty that is. So I guess I just have an excuse to go back to get the Hollywood Studios one. I'm not going to tell my husband that, but I got to get one somehow. And then this one's not for me. It is a purchase of a mug, but it's not for me. This is what I bought for my son because he's so hard to buy for. I did not want to get him a keychain, obviously. And like, I don't know. I'm not, when I go on these trips, I have so many children. Like, I'm not going to spend a ton of money for this kind of stuff because we have other trips that we're going to be planning. We're going to go together and they can spend their money. They're spending money on things that they actually would pick out for themselves. So I pick out pretty easy, mundane things that I know that they might actually like and use, but they're just going to be minimal. And I never ever buy him coffee mugs, but this one spoke to me, and it was actually the cheapest coffee mug I've ever seen in Disney property ever. I'm going to show you so that you believe me. $16.99 for this, and it was a Star Wars, and it's nice and neutral, which I know he will love and appreciate, and it's got the cool Star Wars font. And then I don't know what this is, but it looks really cool. Somebody tell me in the comments what this is. But, and then the inside is black. Like, I am excited to get this to him. Just say it. Just excited to give it to him. For each of the kids, I also always bring home treats. Aiden, I know he's not really a big Disney fan like the rest of my kids are. So really there wouldn't have been anything that he would have really truly appreciated. And I know that he loves gummies, and I know that he loves sour things. And when he was little and we took him to Disney World for the first time, he wanted a Munchlings stuffed animal so bad, and he ended up spending his money. They all had their own money, and he talked himself out of it and bought himself a Stitch plushie instead. Well, this was like the perfect. It is a sour gummy collection, Munchling, and it's pineapple cherry. I think it's pineapple upside down cake. Yeah, pineapple slices and sour twin cherries. So it's like pineapple upside down, just like it's on his head. And Addison and I actually got a set of these, and they're really, really good. Like, really, really good. I would buy them again. Their candy is very expensive. It's just a fun novelty to get. Like $7.50 for a bag of candy, which is outrageous, but I don't really care when I'm there, and this is something that I know he'll like. So then the other kids, Aiden will get one of these. He just hasn't got one. If you guys have ever seen any of my past trips that I've ever been on, I always get the clear, like the see-through lollipops, like that are colored, but you can see through them, like a traditional looking lollipop. And they're the Mickey heads. Have always gotten them. It's usually a 5 or 6 pack. I think it's a 5 pack. Have always gotten them because I had 4 kids at the time. And then when Aiden added on, I was like, it's perfect. One for each kid. It's $7.50. That's a really fun thing. And they would always get them there when we were at the parks. Well, this year, it's the first I've seen these. So tell me if they've been around for a little while, because I've been to Disney World since 2018. I was at Disneyland last in 2022, 23. I don't remember. March of 23, I think. They have cream ones. It's a fruit and cream. So as you can tell, I have a bunch of duplicates because I bought 2 packages. And it's missing the yellow ones because that's everybody's favorite. So this one is actually not lime. This is watermelon and cream. This is orange and cream. This one is strawberries and cream. This one is blueberries and cream. And then they had a yellow one that was pineapples and cream. That one's gone. Mommy got one, and so did Avery, and they're so good. Brianna, I think, got the blueberry one. Addison got the other strawberry one. So I still have to give Hannah, Drew, and Aiden one for them. So everybody gets one of these. And then you can ask my children, since they can probably remember, I do not leave a Disney park of any kind. I don't care where it's at. I do not leave a Disney park without these amazing confectionaries. If you like coconut and you like coconut patties, these are the best coconut patties you're ever going to eat. I started buying these oh my gosh, it's probably been 10 or 15 years that I've been getting them every single trip. And I used to just get like the little 3-pack. And then I learned, now that I have children, most of my kids like them. I gotta buy the 12-pack. Like, it's a box with 12. And they're literally little Mickeys. Ugh, they're so good and they're so cute. Dipped in chocolate on the backside. Like, Brianna was jumping up and down when I gave her hers. Everybody was super excited to get theirs. So anybody that likes coconut will get these, and Mommy, of course, gets to keep 2 or 3 of them for herself because the boys don't like coconut, and that's just fine. That's just more for us. On with the other treats. This is for my mom. First time I've ever seen these. I've not ever seen these at any of the parks before. They've probably had them, but I don't typically look for cookies. The packaging is what drew me in. And then I saw what it was, and this is one of my mom's favorite cookies on the planet. So I bought myself a package too because I love lemon crinkle cookies. Oh my goodness, these are the hard crunchy ones, and they're only about this big. They're smaller than a vanilla wafer or Nilla wafer, whatever they're called. Amazingly delicious. They really truly are, if you want my honest opinion and you like lemon. It's like the lemon coolers. I think that's actually what it says. Sorry, it is the lemon coolers. Sorry, not lemon crinkle. If you like lemon, you will love these because it's super subtle, not overpowering, and the powdered sugar just, they're so good. Definitely a must if you need something sweet that's not chocolate, that won't melt. And then for Earl, I brought him home because popcorn is his favorite treat. And I got him the caramel chocolate sea salt popcorn. And I got it for him to put in the bucket, but he hasn't done that yet. I think he's afraid that the chocolate's gonna get all over the inside of the bucket. But I had to get him a treat. I always get him a treat. So I only have a couple more things to show you, and then we will wrap this up. All right, we just have a couple more items left I wanted to show you. First is my necklace. This was not on my list. I did have like jewelry on my list, but I didn't know what I wanted. I knew I really wanted a ring, and I didn't end up getting a ring. But I got this instead. Are you flipped around, you silly little goose? So, see if I can get it to, come on, focus. Can you see that? It's so stinking cute, and it's like the little fake rhinestones. Let's see if I can get this to, I don't know why it doesn't want to actually focus, but the cool part about it is I love that it's 2 different chains. Look at the chain difference. Isn't that so fun? Like, I loved it, and it's kind of like offset. It's not traditional. It's just stinking adorable. I think I wore it, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 days while we were at the park, and I love it. It's so cute. Okay, so that was mine. And then, I don't know, this was an impulse buy on the last day when we were leaving. I wanted some flip-flops to wear home, and I thought these were adorable, and they really are truly adorable, but I'm going to tell you why I don't like them. These are really, really adorable because you got Mickey and you got Minnie, right? And then on the bottom, of course, you have the Mickey heads. Of course, I did wear them. They're dirty. I don't know whose genius idea this was. While these little add-ons are so adorable, they just make the shoes so cute. When you put these on your foot immediately turns it in like this. So both of them do this. And these fun, cute little things, I now have scabs on the top of my feet. And they hurt. So from now on, I will have probably some moleskin or something underneath here or on my skin so that I can wear them, because the actual shoe itself, this foam, is top notch. It is way better than any of like because I usually get Old Navy ones. They're better quality, in my opinion, than the Old Navy ones. They're much thicker and hardier and hold up to my weight. But it's just this being pushed in, it hurts really bad. So there'll be something, I got to fix it somehow so that I can wear them again because I do love them and they're adorable. All right, so the last 2 things I'm going to show you are things that Addison bought for herself, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're so beautiful, and they're just totally her. So this is, she really wanted some jewelry too, but she wanted super basic because she doesn't like to wear Disney stuff around like Mom does. So she wanted it to be super subtle. And I found this, and she fell in love with it. I don't know if you can see it. So these tiny little dainty things, those are rhinestones, big rhinestones. So it's actually, gosh, it's really hard to see it. Mickey head. So the necklace has the Mickey head, and look at this. Like, I love this. It has these little balls here, so it has different chain. But then these are just very, very tiny, dainty Mickeys. So she bought that for herself. These were $40 for the set. And then on the second day, she knew she wanted a Loungefly too. Her and I almost got the exact same one. I may end up getting this one eventually, but I didn't want to steal her thunder because, I mean, she was totally okay with us matching. She was like, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun if we had matching bags. I just hadn't decided if I really wanted it. And now I'm kicking myself for not getting it because look at this cute, and it even matches the pink in my shirt. But how cute is this? So it's got the pockets on both sides. Mine does not have, wait, mine does have that. She has the little tiny pouch in the front, little fat pouch that kind of sticks out. I have a much more flat, but bigger that way. But it's so cute. And it is so totally Addison because she loves all things pink. She loves really, really hot pink, but then this soft, soft, soft baby pink, she wears a lot with a lot of different things. So she had this on every day and rocked it with all of her adorable outfits that had pretty much every day, almost every day but one. Animal Kingdom was the only day that did not have pink in it. Everything else she had some type of pink, and it was the really soft pink like this. So that is our massive haul from Disney World. We went end of May. So keeping in mind, we were there during the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. So I've got some fun things that I'm going to show you guys about that. But this was the haul. This is like the biggest haul I've ever had at any Disney park ever. I way overspent more than I usually do. Do I regret it? Oh, you know, I always look at this and I'm like, oh, I spent way too much money. But I don't normally do that kind of stuff. So I don't feel as guilty as I think I would if I was always spending money like this. So I bought things that were on my list, specific things that I wanted to try food-wise, and things that I wanted to purchase, and things that I wanted to find and do while we were there. While we did not get to do everything that we wanted to, actually we didn't get to do a lot of the things that we had planned. We did get to try a lot of the foods that we wanted to, and by and large found pretty much everything. I didn't bring home a ring like I wanted to, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. Maybe for the next trip that we go on, that'll be like my number one bucket list thing. And then I've got to, of course, find my Hollywood Studios mug. If you kept count, I bought 5 mugs, but I'm giving one to my son. So I brought home 4 mugs. And yes, I will use them also. Stay tuned for my stories on Mondays and on the weekends because I always have my mugs in my hands and I'm always making my coffee with my friends. So anyway, that is it for this video. I am so excited that you guys decided to watch with us, and I hope that you saw something that you just loved. If you have any other Disney things, items that you just can't live without, that you're so excited to go and get, share those with us. I want to know what it is because there might be things that I overlooked or didn't see either, and would love to bring those back and show people too if it's something that I know that I would love. But anyway, thanks again for being here with us, and I can't wait for the next video. Bye, guys.